how to send messages to saved contacts. Okay, so pre-typed messages can be sent to list of numbers in Excel. The activity may take some time depending on the speed of your connection and the number of messages to be sent. So what we'll see is we'll see example of sending message to one number. Then we can also loop that thing and do it for multiple numbers. But in principle, the message will be sent to one number at a time. So it will complete one cycle, then we'll pick up the other number and the other message and then send it to the other number. Right? So that's the way it works. And you could set your own time limits depending on your connections and how fast your PC is. And I'll show you how to define all these times. The limitation here is that messages cannot be sent to the numbers which are not saved as contacts, because we'll be doing only for the numbers with saved contacts. Okay, so let's go to the template file and see how this works. So this is the template file. Okay, I've customized it in such a way that here you could type the name of the recipient, then here you could type a message and then press the send button, right? So that's how we'll proceed. Okay, so first I'll type the recipient name. In this case, I'll take my name. So I've saved my number with my name, and let's keep the message as this is a test message, and I'll click the send button. Before clicking the send button, please make sure your web WhatsApp is open and it's logged in. Okay, so now I'll hit the send button and let's see what happens. So as soon as I do that, a macro will start running in the background. It will open the WhatsApp web interface. Okay, and the speed may vary from time to time. Okay, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, sometimes it depends also on the WhatsApp connection to load it. Okay, but we'll allow it sufficient time to send the message. So it will open WhatsApp, and in this field here it will search for that name, then open the message box for it, type the message here and then hit the send button. So you see everything was done automatic, and then the message will get delivered. Now let's move to the next topic, which is sending messages to groups. So in a similar way, where we have sent message to an individual, we can also send messages to a group, since the group names are also searchable and they are saved in our phone. So if you are a group owner and wish to share some information to many groups, this can be done easily using this technique. The content of all groups could be same or unique, because in Excel it is very easy to type and modify the content to be sent, right? And the number of rows in Excel list can be added and script can be modified for multiple rows. So first we'll see how to send messages to groups, then we'll go inside the script to see how we have sent it to an individual or to the group. The script will remain the same. Okay, so let's go back again to this sheet, and in this case what I'll do is I will put the name of the group here in the name column. Okay, so I'll remove my name, I'll put the name of my group. Okay, let's keep the message as same and hit on the send button. So again the WhatsApp window will open. And this time it will search for the group name, and then the group will be opened and the message will appear here, and then you see that the message is sent. So let's move back to our template file, and now let's see what's the code behind this. So we'll go to the developer tab and click on Visual Basic and find this code. Okay, so it's a subroutine WhatsApp, and you see that the code is very small and very easy to understand. So let's start. So first we have declared a name as string, then we have declared a text as string, and we have declared row as integer. The starting row is row 2. Okay, so if we go back to this file, you see that this is the starting row. That is why the row is 2 there. Okay, now let's just skip these lines. I will tell you what is the purpose of this. Then we take the name from ActiveSheet.Cells row comma 1. That means 2 comma 1. So 2 comma 1 contains my name, and 2 comma 2 contains my text, like the message what it needs to be sent. So 2 comma 1 is my name and 2 comma 2 is text. Okay, so what we do is in name we put the value of the person to whom the message is sent, and in the text we just, because the text is already written, we just copy the text here. Okay, so it's copied here. Now this is the command to open the WhatsApp web. So active workbook dot follow hyperlink address, and we define the address for WhatsApp, which is web.whatsapp.com. Okay, and this is the thing by which we give the delay. So application.wait now, which is the current time plus 35 seconds. So we've already seen this syntax. So we wait for 35 seconds because it will take time for you to go from Excel to the browser and open this address. Okay, so if your speed is slow, you could increase that time. If your speed is fast, you could decrease that time. Okay, so this is customizable. Then once you are on the WhatsApp web, the first window, we have to press a tab key. Okay, so that is done by using call SendKeys tab, and then we wait for another 2 seconds. Okay, so this is optional, like the waiting times. You could maybe ignore it or increase or decrease if everything is not functioning smoothly. I'm just giving a small wait time here so that the things, settle once one command is executed. So we press the tab key, then we call SendKeys name, which means the name that we had, you know, taken from here, the cells. Okay, so we type that name here. So this command actually types that name. So what happens is when you open WhatsApp, you first press a tab so that you are in that search window, and by this command we are typing that name there. Then here we are pasting the value of the text. Okay, so what happens here is when you first search the name and press enter, and that the name is found, or the contact, or the the group name is found, and you press the enter key, it opens up on the right side. Okay, and then you do a paste of this text, that's the message, and then again press the enter key so that the message is sent. So that is the entire code, and that's how it functions, right? You don't have to modify anything in the code apart from the timings if that does not suit your system. Okay, and everything else will work fine. And once we are done, we activate the sheet 1. So we come back to our Excel file, and we again wait for another 20 seconds so that the message could be delivered, right? So that is the way the message is sent once. Now for example, you want to send multiple messages. Okay, so what could you do in that case? So those are the lines that I've commented here in green. So for multiple messages, you could write a for loop which says for row is equal to 2 to 3. So for example, you have two numbers, so you could write from 2 to 3, or if you have 10 numbers, so you could write from 2 to 12, and just activate this. So just remove these here and the next row here. Okay, so if you activate this and just write the higher side of the row number, for example, you have numbers till 10. So your row will be 10 here. So this 10 will go at this place instead of 3. Okay, so I've just taken an example. So in this case, it's a single one, but if you want to do a loop for multiple numbers, you could also do that using this. Okay, just one thing what you have to keep in mind is the number of rows here should match the number of rows in your Excel file. And also, once you start this for loop, what will happen is that first it will send message to one number, it will come back to the Excel sheet, then again the loop will start and it will follow the same procedure, right? So it will need some time to send to multiple numbers. That is the only smaller disadvantage that we have, but it's still good. If you want to send to 10 numbers, just start the loop and just have a sip of coffee, and by the time you are done, your messages will be sent automatically, right? So for each loop, it will follow the same procedure. It will open a new WhatsApp window. It will, search for that field, open that field, type the message, send it, come back to Excel, pick up the second number and do the same. And when you have multiple numbers, what you could also do is you will have the multiple, names here. You could have different messages also. So that's the way you could run it for multiple loops. So I hope this is clear. This is a very simple script and it is easy to use.